sit with a flying V.
Well, you can.
Unless you hold it like classic.
You gotta,
like
you gotta
a
put it
weird
between your
banjo
one leg.
session.
It's stupid looking.
I can't do it. I don't like it.
I have an Epiphone V that's like, the 70s version that's not jagged or nice. It doesn't have the nice lines that yours has. And that
guitar's $300. That's a $300 guitar.
Mine's half the price. And it sits in my parents' garage, and I think it's probably fucked up now.
Seriously though, they look awesome on the wall.
They do look. They look very
put it on
cool
the wall.
on the wall.
It's looking awesome on the wall.
Yeah. Have the kid pose with it.
Yes. It's good Tuesdays with Alfie. Sure.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
My parents just got a cat and named the cat Alfie.
Really?
Oh, that's problematic.
After Jude Law?
No,
okay.
totally different reasons. I'm sure that you named your kid.
After Michael Caine.
It's that Dionne Warwick song. I just love it so much. It's really nice.
No, my parents, they would have just named the cat Dionne Warwick, but
which
it's a good cat name, actually.
Yeah,
it is. My cat's name is Greg. I literally got him, and I was like, he looks like a Greg. He's not named after anybody, but my parent, we had a cat. We had a dog growing up named Fido, and a cat growing up named Aloysius, and so my parents just combined it into Alfie, which is not my favorite way to name an animal.
I was going to ask how where they got Greg from out of Aloysius.
They fused
different cat.
Yeah,
they
fused two dead animals together, like Mengele,
like Tim Burton in Frankenweenie.
Yeah, I meant to say like Tim Burton in Frankenweenie.
Thank you.
Instead of the Nazi, Joseph Mengele.
I just kept naming them the same with numbers after them. I had like 3 different parakeets. So it was like Percy 2, and Percy 3.
My grandparents were really into Pekingese puppies or dogs, and when the first one died, his name was Chang. They named the second one Tu Chang. So it's a very simple ordering system. So
that's my favorite rapper, 2 Chainz. Are we going? Are we getting this?
All right, let's start the show.
Let's start the show.
He broke it. Welcome to This Is Danny and Mike. To my right or whatever, Mr. Danny Tamberelli.
Oh, good. Hi, how you doing?
And somewhere else in the mix, in the window of video, Mr. Michael C. Maronna.
Hello.
And our guest for the entire hour. You know him from things like, I don't know, tons of shows and David Letterman show.
Name five things you know me from.
Just give me a second. Let me pull it up here.
I can name 2 viral videos. David Letterman. What else? Conan. Yeah, there you go. Adam Newman is here with us today.
That was only 4.
Well, it's close though. 4 or 5.
He performed at a Man Boobs comedy showcase.
There you go.
5 years ago, sometime, and that was important.
And was on one of the top first 10 Danny and Mike episodes, I think.
Yeah,
way back in the day. Yeah,
I know. Let's not listen to it. Well, why would we right now? But
the listener, can compare and contrast.
You don't want to do a listen along?
Let's see if I repeat any stories from 5 years ago.
I remember it was soccer heavy. It was like the World Cup or something.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, probably not going to.
Reminded me, yeah.
Not the cocaine story.
No.
Now there's no sports, no anything. It's all wiped out. It's all gone.
Everything is wiped out. What do you guys want to talk about?
Well, and it's like, hey, we have this fun podcast. We just talk about fun stuff. Even if the worst things in the world going on right now. Like,
unfortunately, our sources of material have all dried up.
Yeah, the world is a shit fire, but what's good in your life?
Man, I played this one show in Stamford, Connecticut recently, and it got canceled because,
Yeah, we have one in the books for October.
Nah, right? that ain't
it's
happening.
Not happening.
They haven't said no yet, but Ardmore.
Yeah. They've rescheduled it. It's on the website.
Are you holding your breath?
No.
I
can't hold my breath for that.
It's not
I'll tell you something funny that I haven't shared with anybody yet because it just happened today. It's been 6 months, about like 6 months in quarantine, and obviously we can't go traveling anywhere. But we've been in the apartment, me and the girlfriend, this whole time, being real careful. And we've had crazy cabin fever, so we got an Airbnb for the last couple days, just like up in the Hollywood Hills. We were like, it would be nice to have a little getaway where we could have a pool for just like 2 days, just not have to really travel anywhere, just travel 5 miles away. And I I couldn't poop the whole time we were there because the toilet water was so high that my whole penis would just be sitting in the water.
Congrats, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's an excellent measure. You've made it.
This is not,
take that.
This is not a giant penis story. This is water was.
This is a high
water story.
This is a hilarious. You did it. The water was
high water.
Yeah. So
I did my penis. I did not
squat. You didn't want to just get up a little bit higher, just enough.
I mean,
now, when I had scabies, I would go Indian style, which I thought
on the toilet.
Which I thought I told myself was.
We call it cross-legged now.
It's called crisscross applesauce, Michael.
But I'm not talking about those Indians. I'm talking about India because I would mix myself up a paste of turmeric and cayenne pepper and smear it all over my body to try and kill these body lice that I had. But then I couldn't really go on the toilet the same way because I didn't want to leave my antiseptic paste on the toilet. So I would just squat on top of the toilet seat.
I know this is not where anyone thought this was going, but I had a scabies scare back when I lived in Brooklyn. This is the only time ever I was dating somebody. Actually, it's funny. You guys, I believe, both know this person who we might as well just talk about this I'm not going to name her right now, but
openly.
I was dating somebody who we broke up after a few weeks of dating. And then it's funny because later we ended up getting back together and dated for years. But after maybe 3 weeks of dating this person, I wasn't really feeling it. We broke up. And then a week later, this is the only time ever somebody called me to tell me I had to get checked out. She was like, I had to go to the doctor because I had all this itching and whatever. And it turns out you might have scabies. And I was so broke at the time. She was like, you can pay $100 and just get this pill and it'll take care of it. Or for $15, you could get this lotion. And I had 2 roommates at the time. And in my room, I had to just strip down completely naked. And I had to do it maybe 2 or 3 times over the course of a couple days. And
you always take the lotion, yeah.
I did the lotion because I was too broke to get this $100 pill. And I just had to sit naked in my room for 2 hours and then wait for my roommates to clear the living room and then be able to go get it off. I never had any signs of scabies, but I went through the whole treatment process.
You went on a preventative tear.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
I would have done the same thing.
Highly prophylactic, Batman.
Well, I think it's 3 or 4 then in this chat window that has had scares or straight up scabies.
I never had scabies. Just poison ivy balls, and that was my own damn fault.
I've had a jalapeno dick too. That's bad.
What's jalapeno? Oh yeah. Well,
legitimate hot. Yeah.
No, or habanero dick. Sorry.
What did you do? Did you?
I pulled.
Oh, I thought you stuffed it with cream cheese and then deep fried
exactly. Deep fried it. The Philadelphia roll.
No, we've all. If you've cooked, you've definitely touched something spicy and then took a pee-pee.
It happens.
Never did it. Just put it up my nose instead.
That's when you want your balls in the toilet water.
Right. Correct.
Or not your balls. Your
dick. Whatever you touch. What? There's some people that just grab everything when they piss. Right? Isn't that? Is that a thing?
What? And just let they just squirt through the seams?
They just go underneath, middle finger, cupping, holding the balls up, index, and is that just me?
I've been
they
giving.
They make a prosthesis for the Airbnbs with a high water level now.
I've been making bidet updates, which I still have in the box in there. I haven't since last episode. I haven't gotten that together, but I'm working on it. I'm gonna get there. I don't know if you're.
What are you gonna do? Are you putting the hardware out and taking a look at how it's gonna go together?
Yeah, it's just effort. It's I got all this other shit to do, so I've been doing that. But Adam, look into it. Bidets.
I had a butt podcast for many years. I've heard. I've actually never used a bidet in my life though.
You've never used one?
You're well traveled, man. Come on.
Yeah. I know I am well traveled, but I look at it, I get a quick drink out of it, but I've never used it for how it's supposed to be used.
Just wash around the gum line and move on.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I never used one, but I do know you can get one on Amazon for $30 or something like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, you don't need to go all Italy on it and have a separate porcelain piece.
Jeremy overpaid.
I'll tell you though, if the low, cheap quality or whatever entry level, that's fun. If the entry level bidets are $25, if I'm going to get a bidet, I would gladly pay $100 and get like a great one because I think that's the kind of thing you invest in.
Will you pay $300?
I couldn't afford.
Wow.
I couldn't afford the $100 bidet though, so I had to
Adam.
take the lotion instead and put it on myself.
Is that
a couple of
you
times.
want $300 for it, and it's not used, but it's still.
No, it's brand new. You get it on the Amazon, but it's
returbished.
It's like the Mercedes of butt cleaners. I've used it once before, and it's very nice. Change water speeds, temperatures. You can do flip flops.
That's what I would want the most is the temperature. I want a warm jet.
You got to be able to change it like the hose with the different nozzle settings. You got to be able to change it to shower, jet, angle, flat,
touch up. Yeah,
I would give anything to have that much time on my hands to sit there and perfect my favorite bidet setting.
Well, we've all made our life decisions,
bro.
Danny. I don't know what to tell you.
It's personalized. The toilet seat senses who's sitting on it, and then it goes to the settings automatically. You can have a profile for you, profile for your kid.
Dude, you're making jokes about that, but like that exists. Well,
It seems like it would.
Dude, I'm dead serious.
It is. No, you're right. And I've sat on one of those.
And it said,
one
"Hello,
of the old
Danny.
drummers in my band was from Kentucky, and he
respect to Quinn."
Respect to
like,
Quinn.
It's like Netflix where they're like, who's using it?
Yeah. This guy was rich, and for like Kentucky rich, which I'm not trying to make fun of people from Kentucky, but it's like
he makes $18 an hour.
Yeah, he makes $22 an hour, and he's really doing well. He had like a very nice house in the middle of Louisville, and every bathroom had this like you sat down and it like raised up, like the floor raised up, so it was like an instant squatty potty. And then like
I'm sorry, the
it's kind of like where
music
Neo
came
goes
on
to the
and,
Source City at the end of the third Matrix, and then just sort of the robot throne forms underneath him.
You know, I don't ask for much in life, but like, you know, to be able to say this is the kind of toilet I'm getting. I mean, it's got to have been like a $20,000 toilet.
Wow.
Had like speakers in it. It had it all.
Speakers.
Isn't it a 4K? No. It's a 4K toilet, and it takes
8K is coming.
It doesn't even have a screen. It just has like it's just the
extremely high resolution.
Those rear projectors. It just projects in front of you like
mine has hydraulics where like
the LA influence of bidets. Sure.
And
Danny,
that song "Kick Push" plays while you're going up and down.
I got your answer, Dan. Yeah. I got your answer, which is when you potty train Alfie, get the kitty bidet, which is probably $15.99.
Oh, that's for cats. I know about
and then
that
get the adult bidet for you, and you both could, you know what I'm saying?
Well, nobody's sitting in it. It's just a stream in the water, right? You know?
I'm just saying. Save some diapers.
You think future generations, they'd find a way to get rid of toilet paper, you know? I mean, the technology's there to not use so much of it, at least.
I don't use much of it. My wife uses way more than I do.
So about porcelain or the toilet?
We run through single ply toilet paper like it's nobody's business.
Single ply? What is this, Kazakhstan?
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I don't need it. I don't need the extra stuff. That's my contribution to the environment. 1 ply.
Oh my God. We use so many plies and we use so much of it. Toilet paper, that's the thing. We get the nice stuff. That's the kind of investment.
Well, I
feel like your ass is worth the splurge.
But if you've done it for a long amount of time, your ass is used to it, and you're no longer. It's only that first month that you have to deal with like the rash, and then it's like it scars up.
It's callous. It's callous like your bass playing fingers.
Exactly. So if my fingers can get it, my asshole can get it too.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it could.
A cassless.
Cal-ass. There it is.
Oh, Cal-ass is much better.
Cal-ass
really a professional comedian or something?
It's the state school version of Cal Arts.
So, Adam, when we were the first podcast we did, you were still in New York.
Yeah.
And you've since, which, I mean, it's been
5
probably
years.
A while at this point.
It's been
5 years.
days since then.
Oh, you mean you moved somewhere in half a decade? Like a normal person? And stuck in the same city for 20 fucking years?
I mean, you did your time. You did your New York time, right?
I did 9 or 10 years in New York, and now I've been here for about 5 years. And guess what? We're all stuck inside no matter where you are right now.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter where you are. Yeah.
No.
I'm envious. I'm envious of your California lifestyle.
I got a way bigger apartment.
Plus number
Guitars on the
one.
wall.
What's that?
Guitars on the wall.
I'm not gonna lie, I had guitars on the wall in the other apartment too. I did a Zoom podcast a few weeks ago, and one of the comedians said my apartment looks like a guitar center. And I was like, it was kind of like a jab, but that was kind of my dream. Walk in and it's just walls full of guitars and stuff. I think that's all I need to get.
I just need you to put on the red polo, please, Adam.
Oh my God.
Please don the red polo.
And a
all
name
right,
tag.
I'll get an extra $25 to anyone who sells that flying V today.
The Charvel must move.
I don't know if you guys are recording that part, but I'm pumped. That's all I have to look forward to now is new toys to trade my old toys for. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like the Mets general manager.
Regional podcast time.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's flip it back to New York real quick.
Yeah. I don't remember the Mets.
I can't.
Brainwashing was effective.
I've had all different types of basses and guitars over the years, but at the end of the day, I would rather buy effect pedal. I have a much bigger effect pedal fetish than I do I've been playing this guitar for a long time. It's time to get something else.
You really don't see a lot of effect pedals hanging from the wall.
And I have my Fender P bass. No, but you have a nice shelf. You could have a nice shoe rack shelf.
I do have I got a pedal board. It's all attached on the pedal board.
Yeah.
I'll talk. I mean, I don't know how your listeners are going to give a shit, but I'll talk. I'll talk gear after doing comedy. You get stuck talking. I love comedy is my favorite thing in the world, but you just get stuck talking about what are the best open mics, what are the best comedy clubs, blah blah blah. Who's whatever shit talk comedy.
Who's got the best bidets?
What comedians got the best bidet? But I think
Never heard of him. Jeremy.
No.
Seltzer King Studios has just really some tip-top bidets.
Oh, never mind. No, I think no. As soon as anyone, if I could find another comedy person who will just talk amps and guitars with me, though, I love it. It makes me so happy.
It's a good outlet. That's not just the normal
this guy right
comedy chit chat.
Yeah, maybe since the Poo podcast is on hiatus,
anytime,
just saying.
I like doing the poop. I like doing the poop podcast, but once the pandemic started getting so serious, and then all the protests and everything, it just seemed like
it just felt sponsored by toilet paper at that point.
I could. I wish that would have been great, but it just felt like I just couldn't be putting out a poop podcast every week.
It took the fun out of it.
It did. It just felt like
it didn't feel like a smooth move anymore. It was just you were more straining to get it out every week.
I only want to post 2 Instagram posts a day, and I have to promote the poop podcast.
So that's 50% of your output right there.
But I have to get all this important information out for everybody to stay aware.
It really
Maybe
did.
I should just drop it.
It really felt gross to be like, guys, you gotta listen to my hilarious dude. He shit his pants when he was 11 at school.
Shit his pants.
If it was that, if it was making fun of police officers for shitting their pants.
What's that movie, Mike? That you
the Pope of Greenwich Village. Eric Roberts has this. There's just a genius sequence in there where Eric Roberts spikes a cop's drink. Okay, I spoiled it.
It's okay, whatever. It's great. It's really
you know
great.
what though? But I still want to see it.
You definitely need to see it. Mike showed that to me, I don't know, a few years ago, and I've never watched the rest of the movie. I just watched that part over and over again. I was like, this is great.
You just
the cop shit his pants. He shit his pants.
Okay, you guys.
What was it, Visine or something he put in there?
Or make it worth it. Yeah.
I think I've heard that.
Yeah, Visine's like the go-to.
Visine will make you shit.
Supposedly, a couple drops of Visine will make you shit, but I don't know if that's accurate.
Not in your eyes,
fact check of the episode. Let's give it a look.
Yeah, let's check it out. But that'll be a fun video to project when cops are instigating protesters and stuff. You project it onto a building of just cops shitting their pants.
All right, let's get on those threads, man. Let's get on those threads. Michael C. Maronna, get on the internet, bro.
Here you go. It's
Snopes is ruining this.
It's
for
in the
us,
chat, guys. The link is in the chat.
Oh, great.
A few drops of Visine brand, which is they specify specifically.
See, I remember
you don't
that
buy
from
the CVS cheap stuff.
I remember that from Wedding Crashers. He says, "Give me the eye drops."
Yeah, it's false. It's completely false.
Oh.
Contrary to common belief, a few drops of Visine eye drops taken internally will not cause diarrhea, but swallowing it can produce much more serious medical problems.
Oh,
so you can give them like AIDS, but no diarrhea.
Wait, did you? What did you say it would give you?
Well, it just says
Diarrhea.
it can give you much more serious medical condition if you take it.
What's more serious than diarrhea?
Yeah, exactly. I can't think of anything more serious than that.
You would think, we all know really diarrhea can be more serious than just squirty shits or whatever, but the first person who had diarrhea, even if it wasn't a major problem, had to have been terrified.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening back there?
Yeah.
Well, you can have wet shits, but you have to poop. You have to have wet shits like 4 times in an hour for it to be called diarrhea. I don't think like one wet poop gives you diarrhea. Like you have to be like going back and forth.
Yeah, diarrhea is a state of being for an extended period of time.
It's a state of sitting for an extended period of time.
Yeah. If you there should be a name for it though when you go, for lack of a better word, when you go and you diarrhea once.
It's just a wet shit, or it's just a warning. It's just a warning. That's when it puts you on edge. You're like, it's when you first hear thunder. You're like, oh, did I move all the shit out of the front yard?
When you first hear thunder,
is it going to be a bad storm or is it just going to pass?
Yeah. Hey, did you guys have any questions for me?
I do. Can you get diarrhea from? No. In this article, there are tons of like. In 1995, an adult customer at Whole Foods had his wheatgrass smoothie spiked with a bottle of Visine, a whole bottle, and he sued them and got $1 million.
Dude, I'll take a shot of a bottle of Visine right now for $75.
Visine shots.
We're gonna put it on Cameo. Yeah, we're gonna put it on Cameo and see how that.
I 750,000.
That's better.
Oh, that's better.
That's better.
Yeah. That's 250,000 less than Whole Foods had to dole out for.
Are you guys on Cameo?
No,
I'm not on Cameo either. But that's been me and my brother have been getting cameos for my parents for like
you've been supporting Cameo.
I got.
It was you who drove up Michael Rappaport's earnings that high.
Yeah, Michael Rappaport, I'll pay double. That's what I say. Whatever it is. I'll pay double. No, we got my parents like to go to Hamburger Mary's a lot, the drag queen hamburger place chain, and so my brother got.
I didn't know they had both.
Wait, both what?
Both burgers
and drag queens
in the same. Right, so then you're basically you're cutting one trip out of your. It's.
Dinner and a show in the same place is what you're getting. Hamburger Mary's. It's a good time. I've been with my parents. It's very fun. I don't know what my parents' fascination is with drag queens. My parents love drag queens and they love hamburgers, so they go. But so my brother's been getting drag queens to do cameos for my parents, and they're also not into pro wrestling, and I'm not particularly into pro wrestling, but I've been getting ex-pro wrestlers for my parents just because they're like screaming at my dad for his birthday, and I like them.
They do the commit. They commit to the bit.
Oh my god!
They really do.
Who have you got? Who have you gotten for that?
I forget.
Gene Okerlund.
I got one of the Bushwhackers. You remember the Bushwhackers?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I got one of those guys.
Yep. We did
He thanked my dad for being a fan all these years.
Nice.
Oh, we had Razor Ramon near us.
Razor Ramon.
We had Razor Ramon, and we also had Steve
George
Austin.
Animal Steel.
We had a couple big.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
See, I went for a $40 one.
Dude, so my friend got Susie from Susie Essman, who from Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I think it was like $375.
Wow,
but
that's a lot. Yeah,
it was money well spent
and
because she sent it to all her friends, and it was like she was just fucking like, fuck you. I can't believe it took you this long to she's like, I heard you just finally watched all of Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's been out for 20 fucking years. Like she just like laying it on and like hardcore Susie. And I was like, yeah, this is I can now I kind of get it. Like
some of them are fun, and also some do it for better reasons than other people. Like if you see like a wrestler who hasn't worked in a long time, maybe like it's a good way for them to make some extra money and whatever.
Or get insulin.
Sure, yeah. Do what you got to do to get your insulin. Other people who are like crazy famous, I see that it's all going towards charity or something like that. I think that's great. Susie Essman, I'm not sure. I wonder. I know that. I know people that have worked with her, and I think Susie Essman is probably great. I think I've only ever heard nice things about Susie Essman.
Nice.
But I wonder why you need $375 a pop when you're getting Curb, 15 years of Curb residuals. I don't know.
It's going to charity.
I hope.
Yeah, it might.
I hope hers is going to charity, but I don't know.
Say.
Do you ever look at Cameo and like kind of wonder what you would charge? It's you look at Cameo and you're like, all right, this ex wrestler is like $40. This guy who is like Kevin McDonald from Kids in the Hall is like $40, and you're like, what? He should be.
You're doing this.
You're like, yeah. And then you see like a Rodney Dangerfield impersonator, and he's like $100, and you're like, it's not even the real guy.
Is squinting at you, really.
Yeah. And then you're like, I don't know. You're like, I have a nostalgia factor for like I might be. What should I be? $100, $50, $150? What should I be?
Adam, this is so important that we now have a shorthand between us. Sort of when Dan and I,
we do comic book conventions and stuff.
Exactly. So we sort of look at each other, and when I'm feeling like we're there, I look at it and I'm like, I'm feeling like a 75.
Yeah.
And then he looks at me and he's like, man, I had a shitty day today. I'm just feeling like a 50. And I'm like, nah, man. What does it say?
Oh my God. You're getting invited to Cameo.
Literally like 2 days ago, someone's like, hey, how you doing? Would you like to give Cameo a shot? It's like, I don't know. You're some other dude. I'm not sure. I don't think so, but maybe I will. But I don't know. I'm not that desperate yet. Wait a second. I've done cons and I sold money for autographs before.
You sold blood plasma?
I can't tell. It's weighing on me. It's like, well, and it's the same way I didn't want to go on Tinder, but then I found my wife on Tinder. So I mean,
amazing. Yeah,
you can find another wife on there.
Yeah, you get another one. You get a spare.
Dude, you could get a bunch of wives on Tinder. Mormon Tinder. Welcome to
everything together.
Have to be within the Utah city limit. State line.
Everything for this podcast together means that you could develop a line of pooping cameos from your bidet. And like those are the options that you have in your menu.
Yeah, and then
that's the most expensive one.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was how Jeremy treated us.
There's a lot of birthday cameos, so it would be a lot of like "Happy Bidet to you from me on my bidet." Yeah,
I love it.
I would enjoy giving him to people.
I got you a present, and then you go to slowly turn and go, "Just kidding." That's $25 extra.
Yeah, if you want to see it. If you want to rate mypoo.com, I just bought it. I spent $75,000 on it. And that's
all of my Cameo money.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think if I went on Cameo, I would just never get asked to do it. And it would make me depressed. But I think it would be fun. I think there's a right level of fame to do it where you're like, it would be fun. Well, a few extra bucks.
Dude, for 5 minutes a day or whatever.
Did you see the Mark McGrath one where he had to break up with someone?
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty great. I don't know if it was real. I hope it was real. I'd like to think it was real.
Yeah.
Because it makes me, it just takes it to a whole new level.
Getting a celebrity
she just wants to be friends, she's really busy right now.
Yeah, man. She just
Mark McGrath. I could go fuck her right now if I wanted to. She's totally into it, but man, just friends, nothing else.
You just gotta. She just wants to fly, man. You gotta let her do it.
Gotta let her fly.
Gotta let her fly.
Hopping in my green machine, we'll take care of it.
We could hand these. We sort of tag team these. So listen, buddy, tag.
Oh, you and me? We can just go back and forth?
Yeah.
Oh,
listen,
yeah,
buddy,
yeah.
Shelby doesn't want to be with you anymore. So, David.
There were some duos. I can't remember exactly who right now. There were some duos on Cameo, though.
Dude, we're going to start our own website called Gemini.
Yeah?
Where it's just strictly, 2 double cameos.
Oh, that's cool.
I get it.
Oh.
Wait. Oh, I guess we're not related.
Shit.
I don't know.
Yeah. You could make that happen, though.
But you're TV related, so there's something. I don't know.
I mean, at this point,
I'm going to start a duo.
We've known each other 32 years. So
yeah, I'm going to start a duo with but me and the other, we're both going to change our names to Gem, right? And so we always go, it's Gem and I.
The gems.
I'm hitting the end
Gem
button.
and I.
Are you? Would you buy that domain name?
Gem and I.
Gem and me. Yeah, get them all just in
case.
This
is what happens to a podcast when you don't have a theme. Or
that's right.
It's exactly right.
We don't mind that.
Let us.
And I'm happy that we're doing the good work. Yeah. Without having to touch on reality for any sort of time. If you think
Adam made a good point, let us know at 347-470-8150. Tell us where we went wrong.
Is that a real phone number, or is that just like a Papa John's in Detroit?
Oh, we should do that too.
That feels, Papa John's Detroit is like a Domino's in Manhattan, but it really happens apparently. Or did Papa John's come from Cincinnati or something like that? I thought it started in Detroit.
Where did Papa? I don't know where it started.
I thought they all started in Detroit for some reason.
Every now and again, I'll just tweet, "Hey, if you guys want, this is like Justin Bieber's cell phone number," and I'll just like find a number for like a Domino's in like Pennsylvania or something, and I post it.
Yeah, if you have comments for Papa John's in Detroit, please call it at 313-886-7272. That's 313-886-7272, and you can talk out all your issues.
March 20th, 2018, Wordsworth and Booth for International Animal Rescue. Ad ID VYRE0017000. Spot title Disappearing 30 Rev. 30 seconds radio full mix.
Orangutans. They're beautiful, playful, and majestic, and disappearing. Every day, as many as 20 orangutans vanish. They starve to death when their homes are destroyed, or are killed when they stray into villages in search of food. International Animal Rescue is fighting for the survival of the critically endangered orangutan. But we can't do it without you. Please visit internationalanimalrescue.org and help us save orangutans before it's too late. That's internationalanimalrescue.org.
We have a lot of.
Do you guys know the answer to this? I have a question. This is like a classic prank. Classic prank is I'm going to order 10 pizzas to Danny's house, and then when they show up, they're like, "You owe us, $200 or whatever." What happens if you don't pay it? Like, does anyone get in trouble? Do they trace the call?
I mean, they have your phone number. They have your phone number, but if you're smart,
Joe
you use a burner phone.
I
think nobody gets in trouble. I think the restaurant gets stuck with 10 pies.
Is that the case?
I would maybe be like, look, I wasn't really hungry. I'll take 2. You got to send the other 8 back.
Yeah. I'll give you $10 for 2 of them. You're just going to throw them out anyway.
You're going to throw them out anyway.
Yeah, caller ID, you'd figure would defeat some of that. But what if you just ordered it from a payphone?
Yes. Remember?
If you can find,
a payphone.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're watching The Wire. We're watching The Wire. What if you got a burner, like you said? That was
my 6th grade, 7th grade.
Dude, you got a burner. You get a burner pizza ordering phone. Okay,
burn the pizza and burn the phone.
You stand outside like one building away, and you'd be like, "Oh shit, what's happening?" The guy's pissed off. He's like, "Somebody ordered fucking 10 pizzas. Not, I'm stuck with them." He's like, "Oh, that's cool. Well, you know what? I'll help you out. I'll like $10. I'll get one of them." Just calls them.
I have a ladybug infestation that I'm loving right now.
Wow,
you guys. But I found a sweet one the other night that had no spots whatsoever. So I figured that was a young one, and I carried him back outside, and I said, "Go be careful out there." Yeah, It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
That's kind of mean, honestly. You should have at least got like a little pen and given it some dots before you put it outside to get.
Here, now everyone will think you're a grown-up kid. Let me put a shoe polish mustache on you.
That's the Ladybug's equivalent of a fake ID. Is they go out and they find like a felt tip pen and they give themselves some dots.
Fake IDs.
Yeah,
this is $1 billion idea.
Yeah. Before they go to the bars, they spot each other up.
It's very good.
And they go spot me.
They sell stencils. They say, give me the grown-ups, old enough to drink stencil, old enough to fuck stencil, old enough to stencil.
And they pregame to Rodney Dangerfield's Ladybugs.
Parents are like, you're not allowed to date until you have 4 dots.
I got news for you, Dad. You can make this.
The dad's like, you're not going out there with those dots showing like that. You got to cover those up.
They're uneven. They need to be symmetrical, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I don't want people to think I'm letting you slack off here at home.
They got dress codes at school. Those young ladybugs can't be showing those. I don't like this bit. Let's move on to a new bit.
No more bugs.
No more bugs.
No more bugs.
No more bugs.
I don't know, man. I see a cockroach every once in a while.
Hey, Danny, how come you weren't in? How come you weren't in the movie Ladybugs?
Weren't in Ladybugs.
Why weren't you in that one?
I don't know because what's his name was in it instead.
Are you talking about Jonathan Brandis?
Yeah.
Look what happened to him. Okay, look how he ended up.
I know, poor guy.
You dodged a bug.
Look, my biggest near miss was I was supposed to be the kid from Free Willy, and my mom turned it down.
What?
Because the first script was like kind of
like cursing.
It was edgy. It was much more.
There was like some more like abusive dad shit in it, and she like was like,
it was a snuff film basically up until midget 45.
No, my mom used to do these things where she's like, I was supposed to like I was screen tested for Jacob's Ladder with with Macaulay and. There was like in the running for the Good Son, and my mom was always like,
"Wow, you really were in the mix for all of those big ones back then."
I wouldn't have liked you in the Good Son. I wouldn't have trusted because it would, it would have spoiled our relationship.
I know. I mean, what can you do?
Good.
All I know is that my mom was always like, "Look, you don't want to end up on the psychiatrist's couch." And now I'm like, I'm 38, Mom. I could use those residuals. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I think I read
and we're all on the psychiatrist's couch. What are you talking about?
Right?
If we should be, if we're not.
Yeah.
I think I also had to read for. I wasn't forced to read for Mighty Ducks. I did it of my own free will.
Free Willy, my own Free Willy.
Yeah.
Oh man,
busted.
Oh, whatever.
Can you imagine it was just me doing the
We can make that happen.
Whale
though.
Flies over. Yeah, man. Please.
We can put adult Danny in that.
I want 11-year-old Danny.
No, we have the technology. We can put you in now.
I just can't believe they didn't. They should have just made the big whale cock kind of hit him on the way by. That would have been fun.
You should have gotten a slap.
Yeah.
Just for realism purposes, yes.
God.
Wasn't there a Michael Jackson song? It's like the big song.
That was a huge song.
Which song was it?
Like the river of Jordan.
That's exactly. That was.
Was it the same kid in all the Free Willies?
I think so. Yeah, Jason James Richter.
Mm.
And I remember that. I remember that name now.
Three-name kid. Yeah,
I remember that name now because like a week ago, some weird podcast like tagged me in something that I was not a part of. That was like, so many 80s and 90s child 90s actors
stars,
playing shitty bands now, and they like had like a picture of Corey Feldman in his fucking band. They had a picture of Jason James Richter in his fucking band, and they had me. And they didn't talk about me, but they tagged me in it, and I had sent a response. I was like, "Are you?" I didn't want to know. Are you just tagging
with my rock?
Are you tagging me in this just to tell me my band is shitty? Or I just looking for some clarity? He's like, "Oh, sorry, man. No, it was mostly about Corey Feldman." But I was like, well, why'd you put my face on it and then tag me in it? What
and also,
the fuck is wrong with you?
What song don't you like? Or like, why we're not a huge. Why are you kicking us? What do we?
I was gonna say, it's like also like my band's been around for 20 fucking years. Who cares? Some people like us.
Yeah.
And I don't.
So
I hate
not
my
from
band.
the 90s. They're from 2000s.
And that's right. Yeah, we started playing in 2000, motherfucker.
Got naughties.
Check them out at jounce.org.
That's where me and you first met. Me and you first met after a Jounce show in Athens, Georgia.
At Last Call in Athens, Georgia.
I was thinking about that, and I don't think my band played with you. I think what happened is a drummer I used to play with in a few bands, I think he was in a band that played with you guys, and then afterwards was like, you guys want to come back to our place and smoke weed? And you like came back to our apartment.
That was a Danny trap. That guy said a Danny trap.
That used to happen a lot.
That's
I also one time at Last Call went home with a very after the fact racist woman. I felt very bad about it.
Oh yeah.
She went on to say
she didn't like you because you were black.
She said black people from the North were entitled and they didn't deserve reparations and stuff. And I was I'm going to pretend to like not hear this because I'm stuck at your house tonight. Yeah. I'm stuck at your. Well, it didn't happen until we were in bed. I was like,
this is the racist pillow talk. Yeah,
this is your Athens pillow talk. What the fuck?
That is a weird time to just become
and it was also a weird time too because it was like. The internet in terms of like talking about people was on your IMDb. So your IMDb had like messages or like, I saw him do this or I saw him do this. I'm like, and literally like the band did a lot of touring in like 2003, 2004. I fucked this guy
and he wouldn't listen to my racist theories afterwards.
She was on there being like, yeah, he came back to our place and spent the night. He was very nice, but he was from the North. And I was like, I know who you are.
That's crazy. Like, that is really crazy.
I'm sorry. Where were you and what North was she referring to?
Georgia.
I'm from.
You were in Georgia. You're both
East Jersey, New York at the time.
She meant Bergen County. She meant North Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking North Jersey.
My cousin went to Ole Miss and he was from Atlanta and they called him a Yankee because he was from Atlanta.
Too far north.
Fascinating.
I mean, that's the thing. If you're in Georgia and you're in Athens or Atlanta, yeah, you're like in the liberal parts of Athens or whatever. Everything else is
Canada. You're in the Canada of Georgia.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Or the Austin of Texas.
Yeah.
Same sort of idea.
That's actually south and
whatever.
Anywho, was your friend in a band called Barefoot Manor?
No, that sounds familiar though. He
sounds like an event space where you would have two marriages.
This place, I mean, they'd have touring bands, but they'd also have they'd have weird hippie bands. They'd have weird fratty bands. It was a weird place. Do you remember what their specialty on tap?
Was it
mixed drink
bombs?
was? Dude, it was almost Jaeger bombs. It was called Sex and Vodka, and they would put it in a pitcher, and it would literally be a pitcher full of vodka, and this thing called Sex was their energy drink that they had on tap. It was like this yellowy Red Bull kind of drink, and it was super. And if you were in a band playing there, they would give you as many pitchers as you wanted of whatever, like Budweiser and Sex and Vodka.
I definitely we were pitchers of beer band. Yeah. But I also remember in the
it's better than a buckets of blood band, I guess.
I just remember in the dressing room they had a house mirror, and I was like, "This is the place." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, it was
hanging up on the wall, and it was like people had written like, "Hey, this is the Coke mirror." I was like,
How did it not get broken? I guess I don't know about cooking.
It was not Athens' finest music venue, but it was a place to get free booze, and they had a stage, and it was we had fun.
It was a nice big place. It was big. Yeah. That place is big. Yeah. And across the street was a fucking Irish pub that smelled like fucking puke the entire time. It's like we were loading in. It was like they were just cleaning, and all the doors were open. It was just like this waft of like fucking teenage puke, just like all this underage puke smell.
They needed Hercules to come in and clean the stables once a year.
It was gnarly. I have a feeling that will be the thing that if listeners go back and listen to the other Adam Newman episode, I bet we
probably talked about that.
I bet we did this, but that's okay.
Hey, a cat!
An appearance by Greg. By
nice.
Greg.
What's up, Greg?
What's up,
like
Greg?
A Greg.
Bit of a.
I think it's a perfectly named
listener.
Old Greg or regular Greg?
Greg 1.
I mean, we call him two-tone Greg.
So get a wipe, yeah.
Mm. So are you specifically a cat guy? You'd never get a dog, or
no? We have 2 cats and a dog.
You have both. Yeah. Oh, nice. Very nice.
Hello, they live in LA. Hello.
I know. You have a backyard and shit.
I have a 90s mom, and she always goes, hello.
Hello. Busts into the room through that orange curtain. Hello. Which is very nice and velvety.
Does anyone want bagel bites?
Yeah.
That's a good version of my mom.
Your mom has a hardcore Boston accent, is that right?
But yeah, my mom's got a hardcore one. My dad can fake not having one, but they're both super Boston people.
You ask them for directions to Methuen, they start.
Well,
I'm just name some city names now. Go Dan, quick.
Of
quick.
What? Boston places?
Yeah, Massachusetts
Copley
places.
Square, Logan
Airport. My parents are from Chelsea and Lynn. My grandparents lived in Swampscott. My aunt lived in Marblehead.
Swampscott. That's the North Shore.
Yeah.
Lynn, the birthplace of marshmallow fluff, the most important sandwich spread in the world.
We were huge marshmallow fluff family. Oh. Huge.
Dude, you know what else is really big in Massachusetts? I think
bad driving.
I think Leo Minster is like they invented wicker making or something.
Sorry, Dan, I'm going to step in at this point and say it's Lemonster.
Yeah.
And that's where like some horrible crimes happen too over there by the
it's the wicker capital of the world too, if I remember correctly. Driving on Route 2 from Amherst, Massachusetts to Boston, you drive right by.
I already told you about how I got pulled over going past Worcester because of the old Cavalier.
Worcester.
See, we try to hit a little bit of everything.
No, actually, it's fun. It very naturally just went to everything. I naturally started with toilet talk, which went to bidets, which we didn't even get into the squatty potty a little bit. Bidets of our lives.
There were a title.
Jeremy was actually probably the first person that I heard talking about squatty potty. Who's another man?
We just hire him. Yeah. Instead of buying the $20 plastic thing, we just hired.
There's a guy who's holding up your feet. We have
right now.
Yeah. We have one, but I don't. I've tried to use it, and I just feel so off balance. I can't.
My old apartment.
Have you tried Goofy Foot instead? If you play Skate or Die,
right at Goofy.
If you play Skate or Die, you can just flip out. You could go Goofy Foot instead.
One of my roommates, when I lived in Park Slope, decided he wanted a squatty potty, but didn't want to pay for it, and he got 2 3/4 inflated basketballs, and they were just in the fucking bathroom all the time.
See,
he would just like sit on it that way, and he's like, "It works great." I was like, "I ain't touching those fucking basketballs, man."
That's the thing. Ours is a squatty potty, and I still feel like I don't know. It's just like it. Literally, the only. It just I don't.
It's
I don't want to.
Freighted with meaning.
Yeah. I don't want to. I don't know why it feels gross to me. I don't want to touch it, but I don't know why. I guess my girlfriend's feet go on them, but still, it's like it's your shitting foot.
It's your shitting foot.
Yeah, what if you had like shitting clogs that you wore instead for traction?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, clogs are known for traction.
Gene Simmons,
just thinking about maybe the Scandinavians or whatever, the Norwegian shitting clogs.
Yeah,
it's a good cover, and if you were a lazy person about it, you just get Crocs.
Yeah.
Oh, see, Crocs you could at least throw in the microwave and the dishwasher. I assume.
I bet you could throw Crocs in a dishwasher. I don't know why you'd put them in the microwave. Hot Crocs.
You'd sterilize
hot
Crocs.
Actually, back to
I just can't shit until my toes hit that hot rubber.
This is an addendum to the last episode, but we did talk bidets of that episode too. I just had the bathroom redone in my apartment, and apparently there's different height toilets. Do you guys know this?
Yes.
For
compliance with the
I'd assumed you were
Disabilities Act.
I assumed you were in the bathroom right now.
No, I could be. No, but I didn't know that. Apparently, they make chair height toilets, which are smaller, which are shorter than your regular old toilet. So not only do I not have a squatty potty, but my legs, are like that when I'm shitting because the toilet is about 4.
That's good.
Closer to the ground.
For Adam and for the listener who hasn't shat in Jeremy's old bathroom, he had a high seat.
Yeah. Wow, I'm back to reality now.
Like
you
had to jump up onto it.
It was regulation. It was a regulation 10-foot rim.
There's got to be
it was a little. For me, it was a little tall. You know, I'm not the tallest guy in the world. I don't have the longest legs. It was a little.
Jeremy took pity by leaving a little knotted rope next to the toilet for
a little exercise trampoline just to pop yourself up there.
And then eventually friends refuse to touch it because they're like, "That's your shitting rope," and it's like technically it's my shit climbing rope.
Right.
Oh, that's what it's for.
Luckily, we're back down to the normal sizes, but I don't like it. It's too small, and now I'm like the squatty potty should be really working, but my butt still hurts, so I don't know what's going on.
Maybe I
got to get that bidet in there.
Do you just say your butt still hurts?
Yeah.
A little bit.
You gonna go to the doctor?
I mean, I don't know. We're basically doing a butt podcast now.
Have you been wearing a mask?
While I shit? Yes, of course.
It's
a gorilla mask.
I couldn't be happier with my toilet in my apartment situation now. When I lived in Park Slope, our bathroom was so small that if I sat on the toilet and just barely put my head forward, it would be against the wall in front of me.
I have that.
Oh, like, Jeremy has that exact.
Yeah, I have
that.
that.
Mm-hmm. Like my knees basically, I had to kind of go man spread a little bit.
Did you give Jeremy your apartment? Because it feels like you're inside of it right now.
Are you on 8th Street between 4th and 5th Avenue?
Dude, I used to be so close to you. I didn't know you were in a sloper. Yeah, I'm on 7th and 6th.
Man. First time I did the podcast, I think I just walked over to the place.
We don't say Park Slope. They say I didn't know you were a guy who shits funny. That's how they identify themselves.
Remember, we got dinner at Rachel's once.
Burritos at Rachel's, which is now no longer there.
Something. It's all changed, man. It's weird. It's
all gone.
It's very weird. It's a very different place.
Closing down like crazy now, but I like that place. I did like that place.
Yeah. Yeah,
it was not COVID. It was not a COVID-related incident.
No.
I like dumplings and things over on Fifth Avenue.
Go.
Big fan of that
Danny
place.
and I's gym for women writing. We just pile up on dumplings. Yeah,
I love that.
Past tense.
The sodium goes right to our brains and makes us good writers.
I do miss. I love Park Slope, 5th Avenue, and 7th Avenue, and even the 4th and 3rd Avenue. You could just find all the good
so many
places to eat.
Yeah.
Nothing in LA. Nothing. No, just kidding. There's a lot of good food. Yeah,
there's a lot of good. Yeah.
There's great stuff.
What neighborhood are you in? Where are you?
I don't know.
Don't tell him. You don't have to tell him.
We're like mid Wilshire, kind of. We're like right near like where the SAG building is, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Have you gone there? Have you gone there to protest them for making health insurance impossible for working actors?
No, I do think that's very shitty. Honestly, I've never made enough with SAG money to get health insurance through SAG, which I think is crazy. They're going to be a union that we had to pay so much to get into.
It's a fucked up. It's a
everybody
fucked up
should
union.
have it.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of SAG, and I had to join when I got pulled aside and said we can't pay you until you join. So I'm only joined because I had to.
It was a man on the street.
Yep. It was like save the whales and join SAG, and I was like, well, I guess.
Or Scientology.
Please nominate this. Sign these petitions.
How much are you getting paid for this gig? $3,500. How much do you have to pay to get into SAG? $3,300.
No, it was. I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was. I had already done a couple things like Taft-Hartley or whatever, so I didn't have to join SAG. And I was in a production meeting for. We were about to tape like. I was on a season of Last Comic Standing, but all my stand-up got cut out of it. Whatever. But before the taping, they pulled me aside and they were like, "We were looking at your thing, and it looks like you're whatever. So you have to join SAG." And I was like, "How much is it to join?" And at the time, it was $3,100.
Yeah.
And I go, "How much does this pay?" And they were like, "I think it's like $1,200." And I think it ended up being more like $800. But so it was a big hit.
And then you were cut out of it all.
Didn't even air, yeah.
What a racket.
There was one after the taping, like you go back to the green room where all the comedians are and stuff, and they had a craft service table, and I went in there, and I thought it'd be funny because they interview you right away. So I was like, I'll go in and I'll just put a bunch of food in my mouth. So when they interview me, I'll have like a stuffed mouth of food. And so I went in and put like 6 chicken fingers in my face, and they were like, "So how do you think it went out there?" And I went, "Get that camera." I was like, "Get that camera on my face," like totally joking with chicken coming out. And then cut to 4 months later, whenever, they're like, next on last. No, they're like, next on Last Comic Standing. Some people lost their cool in the green room, and it just goes, get the camera out of my face. And I was like, what? No, it was not it was not so bad that anybody gave a shit, but they tried to make me look
that's what they
like an
used
idiot.
for you.
Yeah, that was
no. You made it. You made it into the show, is what you're saying.
I made it. Adam Newman from Last Comic Standing. Check me out.
Just show that clip. Yeah,
check me out on Zoom comedy shows once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey man, it happens. I was cut out of most of the Huck Finn movie that I was in with Elijah Wood.
Oh,
I was like his best friend, and like we had a bunch of fucking scenes, and they cut me all out of it. But I was in the trailer.
Love interest.
So like every time there was a trailer, you'd see me go for the glory, Huck.
Oh wow!
And that was like it. That was like all they kept in. So I never saw the fucking movie. I was like,
but did you get paid?
Them.
I did get paid. I still catch residuals for that.
Hell yeah!
That's what's up.
Well, they should have made it another sequel to the Mighty Ducks and called it Puck Finn. Then they would have put you in there a little bit more.
Hey
I
now.
love
2X.
I love it.
Can't get 2 checks at once though. That's a big SAG is all over that too. So sorry.
Can I go back to what a shitty union they are for a minute?
Please, yeah. You're in SAG and you're in the crew union, I believe, too, right?
Oh yes, Jeremy and I are both members of Local 52 of IATSE, which is the studio mechanics here in New York City.
I love
IATSE.
I love that board game. IATSE.
IATSE. You have a few different locals in Hollywood there for the different various crafts and stuff like that. But SAG charges, regular working actors like a certain percentage of their earnings up to $500,000, and then after $500,000, they charge less. They charge a lot less,
which is very nice of them.
I'm making sure none of my information's on here.
Well, it's just
I just got one of these in the mail, and like, ooh, cool. The gross is like a couple $100, and then my check is like $130. So they took like almost $100 out of my residuals.
Well, you do get taxed based upon
it's true. It's
what
like
you
fucking
made
gambling
30 years ago.
Yeah.
What is that? Pete and Pete and residuals?
No, that's Huck Finn and Mighty Duck stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
We saw
it's a couple dinners, It's like, hey,
a couple $100 for something you did years ago. I'll get.
I'll take it.
That's a cameo. SAG is now replacing residuals with cameo.
Yeah.
No, album residuals and the occasional SAG residuals. Just if it covers groceries or something, it is pretty. I do enjoy getting money for something that happened years ago. I don't know why I'm saying this like it's some revelation, but
I ain't complaining. I was just saying.
I had a little music on a soundtrack a long time ago, and I still randomly get. At first, they were like that, like $200 or something.
He still gets rocks off because of it. It's true.
Now it's like $40 a year, which whatever,
Hey, it's still in your IMDb, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah. I know.
But do you have messages on there?
I didn't know. I don't remember. I was never checking. I definitely wasn't looking at IMDb or knew anything about it back then. But like there was like a message board on every actor's thing.
Yes, there was.
There were.
I wasn't.
They must have been
good. They got rid of them.
Yeah,
I wasn't checking it. My girlfriend one day was like, "Have you ever looked at your IMDb?
Have you ever scrolled down on your page?
Was this that racist one you were dating?
No. Okay. I mean, then I started looking at it. That was like my first foray into like
in Athens. Just
it was like my first foray into like Googling myself to be like, ooh, like what are the people saying?
It is weird
and you're just like, oh, this is terrible. And then you watch Jay and Silent Bob, and you're like, okay, maybe I should just chill out. But it still pisses me off.
It's weird that the person that you stayed over at her house, it's like. You left, and then she was like, "Well, I should go." Like, it's almost like
fire up the old IMDb.
Yeah, it's like she wrote it's like she wrote a review of you in real life on your page.
Review on IMDb.
No, 100%.
So bizarre. I imagine like back then, like the Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie, like they must have been the creepiest fucking message boards of just
totally
what I would do if I.
I hope she's reading this.
Yeah,
great tits. You're like, oh Jesus Christ!
It's like, come on, man. He's just a guy.
It's just Sean Connery. Leave him alone.
trying to make the tits thing go to Brad Pitt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see. Sorry. I got stuck on that Sean Connery turned 90, so I'm just thinking about that. That's just been in the back of my brain.
Mortality. Inescapable. Well, you know what? He's never die unless you cut his head off anyway, so it's not like you could...
Some harsh words for the James Bond franchise.
No, he's not a vampire. He's a Highlander, buddy.
If you would like to talk more about Highlander, give us a call on our voicemail, 347-470-8150.
And
there's a Highlander reboot coming,
if you want
too,
to talk
by the
about
way.
Lady Hawk, if you want to talk about any Rutger Hauer movies whatsoever,
call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
Or you could...
And for extra $4, you can get some cheesy bread.
Adam, that was my go-to if I was using the payphone for an extended period of time. Like even like there was a time where because my parents would like drive me in for auditions and I'd be like,
and then leave me there.
They'd be like, we can't find parking. You just go up. So I would just go up, and a lot of these places had like payphones in the back. So like if it was like a 45-minute wait, like I would be by the payphone just making prank 1-800 phone numbers, just like calling up. And Hooked on Phonics was my favorite because I could like pretend like I didn't know how to speak. And they would have to help you. Like they were always so incredibly
they're
friendly.
Bound to help
they were
you
so
sound
friendly,
out
and it was just like, this is too
easy.
easy. Like, how can I just be sitting here doing this? And usually those commercials I never booked because I wasn't in the right headspace. I was just wanted to fuck around.
Little did you know that you were auditioning for the Jerky Boys.
I was going to say none of them actually cast young Jerky Boys at the right time.
Jerky Boys was huge. I had the Jerky Boys CDs.
God.
I used to get them in the BMG, like 10 for the price of one CDs. I would always throw in like a comedy one. I would get
Ultimate.
Jerky Boys. I would get Jeff Foxworthy, Games Rednecks Play, whatever comedy they'd have on the old BMG. Not Columbia House.
Did you use it? Did you use it properly? Did you end up buying those other CDs, or did you scam them by saying,
I don't know anybody who has actually used it properly.
Scammed them, I feel like.
No, Columbia House was that. I think you
by the book. It was legit.
Dude, so Columbia House was you get 10 for the price of one, and then you have to like buy 5 throughout the year or the next month or something like that. BMG, it was 10 for the price of one, and then you could cancel. So BMG was clearly the better one. I always use that one.
But you just ditched. You didn't...
Yeah,
you get the 10 and be like, "Nah, I don't want this anymore."
Did you
and then you have to go.
name?
Then you have to go next door, and
you'd
have to go next door and ask your neighbor and be like, "Look, I'll just gonna pick 5. You can pick the other 5, but I need to get." You just keep going down the street until you got like 100
tiny
records.
classified ad in one newspaper.
I did what any reasonable 9-year-old did. I changed my name and I moved and I changed my identity. And I started again in a new city.
And then he followed up.
Face Off.
I did that.
Face Off was originally
monthly too.
Face Off was originally about John Travolta wanting to scam Columbia House.
BMG.
Okay. I think we've bullshitted enough about bidets and.
Yeah. Now let's get started with the podcast. You guys have any questions for me?
Yeah, what does it like to meet? Okay.
This really shines my ass, Callus, I gotta say.
I believe we've talked about the phone number enough, but here's another one. Check this out. Papa John's on Mack Avenue in Detroit. Give him a call, 313-886-7272. Tell him Adam Newman sent you. Tell him to get the Meat Supreme pizza.
Use code Callus Butthole for $2 off cheesy bread.
And if you ask them what they would do if they sent 10 pizzas to someone who didn't want them,
a little thought experiment.
Give us the information. We would
like
to know.
Well, you can't do it with them nowadays because of you can't just call and order a Papa John's, I don't think. It'd have to be a local place, and then you don't want to fuck a local place.
Pretty sure you can do it online as well.
I wasn't saying to do it. I was saying to ask them what they would do.
Oh, to get the info.
Pop quiz, hot shot. Someone ordered 10 pizzas.
Listen. Yeah.
It would be
fun.
Didn't
order them really. Someone else ordered them. What do you do?
That's an interesting question. Can we make a call on the air? That seems like an interesting question.
Yeah, let's do that real quick.
Not a bad idea.
I don't know.
944. You don't do it. If we do a Brooklyn one, they're just going to be so pissed. Like, what the fuck do you want?
No, he's going to call a Detroit-style pizzeria and get some Detroit-style pizza.
I would rather call that Papa John's.
Yeah, but, Jeremy, you do it and do it in the voice of Saul Rosenberg from the Jerky Boys.
Oh, wow. Just really throwing it back.
Do it as Papa John Schnatter. He's like, no, he's calling in to check on his
from his complex in his pool.
I'm in
I
my.
had
And
a
his
friend who
pool
didn't-
filled
Is
with
it-
garlic butter sauce.
I had a friend who didn't like watching Family Guy because he was mad that one character sounded like Saul Rosenberg until he found
Realized
out
that it
that
was that
it was
actor.
him. It was actually him.
That's funny.
He's
It's
one
actually
of the
kind of
crea-
weird how who's the creator of Family
You guys
Guy?
hear that ringing?
What's his name?
Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah,
The
he
guy
kind of
with
looks
the
like
ethnic name.
he kind of looks like Papa John.
Whoa.
Can you guys
It's
hear that?
true.
Mm-mm.
No, we
What-
can't hear anything.
What's
Okay,
the matter,
well.
Jeremy? Are you here in London?
No, I
Is
was
there
calling
a
Papa.
low-flying plane?
For the
calling Papa
listener,
John, but
this
it's
is
not
what we
working.
call good quality podcasting
You could probably
content.
call corporate, and they would like have like
Yeah.
like a complaint.
Oh, here's
Oh,
our
yeah.
least favorite Papa John's. You can definitely prank them.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, I don't want to name names because I like the franchise location by me, but
But I did get scabies from
I
the
did-
same Papa John's as Danny. It's-
Yeah, and the only cure is to rub yourself down with that fucking garlic butter.
That good.
Oh.
Luckily, the garlic butter is 3 tubs for $10.99, so it's even cheaper than the lotion or the pill.
Dude, that shit, that shit is, I love it. It's so
Gold.
good. I
Try the
cannot.
nacho cheese sauce. man.
Papa
That's the
John,
best.
Papa John himself is the biggest fucking piece of garbage. I
Sack
hate
of
him.
Garbage.
I really hate
Yeah.
him. But I went through a vegan phase for a while, and if you get Papa John's, their crust is completely vegan, and you can get like no cheese on it and whatever toppings, and that garlic butter sauce is not. It's all oil and shit. It's not any real butter. So
The Danny and Mike podcast is brought to you by
vegan Papa John's.
VPJ.
Even more desperate than the current Papa John.
Yeah.
Hey, give us a listen on the Last Podcast Network, lastpodcastnetwork.com. Lots of good podcasts over there. I don't know. Mike, you have a good one this week you want to recommend?
It's called The Adventures of Danny and Mike.
There you go.
wow,
That's Mike's
right.
favorite.
Nice.
Staying,
I didn't know you
staying on-
guys.
staying on brand.
I didn't know you guys were on the Last Podcast Network.
You,
Oh, yeah.
you wouldn't
Oh, yeah.
from
Does that
checking
change
them out, but we
things?
want
I
to
don't-
thank them for promoting us.
I'm not a big podcast listener guy on my own, but I love those dudes over there.
Oh, yeah.
Brighter
Good
Side,
people.
big fan of the Brighter Side
Yeah. There you
podcast.
go.
Oh, good call. That's
we
what I.
love,
That's
we love
and,
the
uh,
brighter side.
Good time for the Brighter Side podcast these days.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
A lot of content.
It helps a lot of people, man. Ed Larson and Amber help a lot of people.
yeah,
Make
Absolutely.
them feel good about shitty situations. What's
Love-
better than that?
love them.
Also, if you want to watch a
The
video.
story must be told is another one we should all be
Oh,
listening
yeah.
to.
If you want to watch a video version of this podcast you listen to, check us out at patreon.com/Danny and Mike
And spelled out.
with the end spelled out. Which,
Adam,
why not?
how do you feel about that? Do you think that's
No,
just
you-
making people feel stupid? So
do
you
what?
know that you can't use an ampersand when you're putting in a website. You know, you can't
Right.
use characters.
That's
like
going
that.
to save you from
so
like
when
a
you say
catastrophic nuclear
page,
meltdown in the future
When you
because you
say
omit the
Patreon-
ampersand.
when you say patreon.com/Danny and Mike, and then Mike says with the and spelled out, I feel like it's making people feel like they're stupid.
It's Danny and Mike, and wait, is it Mike? Is Danny and Mike? You spell DANNYPLUSMIKE
With the plus spelled out.
with spell
with
out
the plus,
plus.
yeah.
Fair enough. See, it's much better to
I
be
like the
explicit than
analogy.
implicit.
is-
No, you're right. People would know to write and. You ever put an ampersand into type it into the URL? Your computer, it craps.
It fucks, yeah.
craps.
Yeah.
One single
brings you-
wet
Martin
crap.
Shkreli shows up in your living room.
It brings
Yeah.
you to Alta Vista.
Is
Yeah.
Martin
I have
Shkreli
to-
getting a fucking deal? I saw today that they're making a movie
This
out
is
of
so
him
fucked
buying the fucking Wu-Tang thing for $2 million bucks.
Yeah.
No.
What's the movie?
They'll cast a
Just go
douchebag and then
away.
he'll sue
Yeah.
and they'll say, sorry, there's no way to tell it was you.
It was
Yeah.
a different Wu-Tang album from a different guy who bought it.
Right.
Mm.
It's
I feel
yeah.
like he's in. I
something's
feel like
ain't-
he's in
something's ain't
jail.
right.
He's in jail. We should all just be able to listen to it.
Yeah.
Should be like you broke contract, and then Wu Tang just puts it out.
I'm gonna put it out there right now. If it's a new Wu-Tang album, I'm not sure
From
it's
a
gonna
few
be
years-
a,
it's from a few
a
years
fucking.
back.
Yeah, but still,
Dude,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
I think it's
saying
gonna be
anything.
gold.
I'm not gonna.
I would listen, but
Yeah, I can't predict
I
if a Wu-Tang album's gonna be good. What am I?
yeah, but
I needed a
name
punchline.
one Wu-Tang
Nostradamus?
album from the last 10 years.
Yeah,
or
what am
15
I?
years. Yeah.
Wu-Tang Dominus?
Jews Anonymous.
Jews.
Uh,
Jews. Jews Anonymous? Hello, this is Jews Anonymous. Hi, this is, I'm going to call myself Buddy Balon.
All right. You can find Daniel at Danny Tamberelli on the Instagrams, at D Tamberelli on the Twitters. Mike's at Michael C. Maronna on the Twitters. I am at Remy Balon. I have a new podcast tomorrow called Going Dork. Check it out, goingdork.com.
We got to get some plugs from this good-looking
another
guy.
one.
There's the cat. There's one plug right there.
There's
Is that
another
cat?
one. That's my other cat.
Oh, okay.
That's
nice
holiday.
dense.
That's a nice dense cat.
Oh,
that's a 3-day
close
weekend right there. That's not just a holiday.
Adam, what do you got to plug? I mean, nobody has anything to plug, I guess. But
It's 6:50. Okay. At 7 o'clock, I'm going live on Comedy Quarantine on Instagram.
nice.
And,
right after this.
Yeah, just go right to there.
Buy your comedy record.
Buy my comedy album. Last one's called Squirticus. With no ampersands. I got a special on
just think about it.
On special on the Amazon called Fuzzies. You can watch for free. That's it.
All right.
Good to see you, buddy.
2 of the books, Adam.
Great to see all you fellas.
Next time we'll have.
I miss New York. I miss life and seeing people.
Yeah,
I miss
that
my
too.
butt with the bidet. There's a big puddle. There's a big puddle in the bathroom.
There's always a big puddle in the bathroom of just water. Where's that from? Oh, the bidet. Miss my tiny butthole.
Just dodging.
That's why I got a target tattooed on my ass
for my bidet.
For my bidet.
That's why Mike has his 6-cylinder bidet behind him.
That's not a car engine.
It's a four-cylinder, but it just keeps misfiring for some reason.
Oh my
that's
God.
$1 billion deal. Why don't you just make the bidet pedal powered?
Like your Flintstones car with the femur bone?
Kind of, yeah. But I mean, that way you don't have to plug it into anything. But
This
listen,
is the
we're
podcast
past
that never ends. Yes, it goes
Thank
on
you,
and
Adam.
on, my
Thanks,
friend.
Adam.
I love lamb chops.
The Adventures of Danny and Mike stars Danny Tamberelli and Michael C. Maronna. The show is produced by me, Jeremy Balon. This podcast is part of the Last Podcast Network, which can be found at lastpodcastnetwork.com. Make sure and check that out for a ton of great shows. For more information on the guys, visit our website at dannyandmike.com. Also look us up on Twitter at Danny and Mike with the N spelled out, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Adventures of Danny and Mike. Thanks for listening.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.